That better fucking work, dude. There we go. Okay. Buenas, Jota, ¿qué tal? Yo, Asura, thanks for the small stonks. And no tengo cortex. What's up? Well, I have class later today. Not looking forward to it. Especially because the professor's kind of a bitch.
Victor and Moritz's stronghold of evil.
Let me see here. Yeah, I think this should be a good audio level. Yeah, like, I haven't done classes that were done in English in a while, and I'm not used to the professor being very condescending, which is exactly what the hell, goes on, at least in that class. Like, she was talking to me like I was 17, and I'm like, lady, I'm 30. You don't need to talk to me like I'm a child. She's condescending, that's the thing. And a lot, that's, what happens, a lot of professors are like that. At least in the US. For some reason, like, they're taught to be condescending. Or they're just naturally like that. Like, I've seen it, but I've pretty much throughout most of my college, yo, Mario fan, thanks for the good luck. Throughout most of my college experience, I've basically been taking foreign language, so like I generally didn't have much experience with American professors. Hope I'm doing well. I'm doing as well as I can. Dude, what is going on? That's like some of the worst RNG I've had there. But luckily, she's the only one. One of my professors is like, he's kind of a short Greek man. He's fucking awesome. I love that guy. We don't even need to do homework, which is amazing. We just take exams. And I'm just like, dude, that's sick. And then, one of my, professors is like, a very high energy lady. I like her. She's pretty cool. She even brought her daughter. Which I don't have that class today because, she was like, oh yeah, so I'm doing the lecture today so you don't have to come on Wednesday. So I don't even see her today. Okay, this... I'm gonna start trying to do that. Because it does save a little bit of time and it's a little less awkward on the movement. Okay. Imagine. Excuse me. Hi, Weg. I hope you're enjoying Persona. Oh yeah, now since I'm not so busy, I can... make plans with friends. You really like it? Yeah, I'm sorry, we weren't able to, or I didn't, do the Sonic Adventure 2 race. I got so busy in the summer. Because I had so much I needed to work on with my Spanish, I stopped talking to people. Damn it. Yeah, I did that with a lot of my friends, unfortunately. It was like, like I said I was gonna do stuff, and like... Staying busy? Yeah. Damn it! Throw Cortex, you... Come on! There we go. Okay, I'm gonna check to see if this works. It should work, but... So it's a new, a slightly altered version of the new, what's it called? It's a slightly altered version of the new, of the setup. Based a site for figuring that part out, which is nice. Also, hey Luna. Okay. Okay. You just applied for a job? Okay. I'm gonna try this a couple more times, see? You started to learn Spanish. Oh! Let's go. That's cool. かっこいい. Good luck. I hope it goes well. If you have questions, let me know. Oh, gracias. De nada, de nada. Es genial. Muy genial. Me alegro. それはスペイン語でよかった。Me alegro。よかった。Whoa. Huge. Yo, Ravage, thanks for the raid. Yo, Papa Snack, thanks for the good luck. Damn it. Yo, Isaac, thanks for the good luck. Damn it. Come on, there we go. Ah, it's too slow. Yeah, I can only stream for about 3 hours from now because I have school. I have to go to my classes. Okay, so 4th dot, then there we go. That would be a shitty way to lose the run. How can there still be no new strats? There's not much left. Like, this new thing was, is there a trigger after the ballroom? It is early morning, it's, 7 a.m. How to jump, you press A button. It's not that there's a trigger exactly. It's just that we can't skip it from the outside. We can't go above this room. There we go. Now just turn the camera. That should work, yep. But, what we're doing here is, we are dodging the Spyro cutscene. Okay. I'll do a little more practice of, Antagony, and then I'll start doing runs. I don't have much time. Now it's 7 時. So it's 7 a.m. right now. Son las 7. Hopefully I don't have any more issues with that jump. This I'm just going to assume I'm gonna have issues with regardless of what I do. You run Family Guy? That's pretty cool. I've gone... Yeah, because, so, Sunday was really busy. So the first thing was I was preparing for something, and then, well, for Sunday basically I was preparing, and then that's when I was able to talk with the Twinsanity devs, which I could talk about now. And because it's out in the open, we wanted to keep it a secret. So that whole, like, shebang of me, explaining stuff to the Crash Twinsanity devs, that happened on Sunday, and then immediately afterwards, we were celebrating my friend's birthday, so we went to go get some chicken. And then, I started class on Monday, so, I'm back to uni for now until December, which I should graduate in December. it took me a little bit to kind of figure out my schedule and see when I was sleeping and everything. So I'm going to try to stream on Mondays and Wednesdays in the early mornings. And then, for weekends, I don't know what's gonna happen. But, like, I want to keep my weekends open in case I, you know, like, in case there's, like, friends who want to play games with me, or, you know, something of that nature, if that makes any sense. Well, this weekend, I'm probably gonna be doing Donkey Kong 64 Archipelago with, Dio, which I probably won't stream. I don't know why I still did that. I said I wasn't gonna do that. Because honestly, like, doing Donkey Kong 64 Archipelago is probably gonna be boring for most people. Especially because, like, while I know a lot about the game and the glitches and stuff, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be good at finding everything. An archipelago can be very boring. At least to watch. To play, pretty fun, depending on the settings. And also this weekend, I'm gonna look at the video because, so I am in a basement, so, like, the background isn't very pleasing. So, I want to go through and make sure that it's not too easy to see my walls, which look like they're stained by mold, but they're not. And I don't want people to be like, dude, why do you live in such crappy conditions? What's wrong with you? And it's like, well, the walls are stained and it looks like mold. And it's like, I don't want people to worry. It's like, no, I'm in a basement. Damn. Ever since I stopped doing the ballroom this way, the game has been giving me ball glitch, which has been kind of annoying. It's like, why didn't you give me that all those other runs? Come on. Oh. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Let's stop the music. And we're gonna do some runs. Okay. So here's the deal. I have 3 hours. Oops. I have 3 hours to spend doing runs. Gotta make them count. I'll probably make it into Antagony once or twice. If I'm lucky, maybe 4 or 5. But yeah, I'm gonna double check everything in the video, then I'm gonna, like, modify it, make sure that the rendering doesn't take like 50 years or whatever. And hopefully, since like, so the entire thing is like a little over, or actually a little under 3 hours long. Timing starts when you gain control of Crash. Yes. Or at least that's always been my interpretation. So when I go back and I like, when I go back and retime it, I wait for the first frame that Crash starts turning. And that's when I have interpreted when timing starts. And then timing ends when the boss health bar disappears. So, whenever you see my runs go up on YouTube, and they have, like, a time of, you know, like, say, this PB, which was, like, a 9:54:03, that's essentially, like, the approximate time based on the frames between when I gain control of Crash to when the final boss's health bar disappears. But actually, when I put this time onto my splits, it was a guess. Because I knew it wasn't a 9:53. When I look back at it, I'm like, there's no way that the timing was that off to where it would be a 9:53. Even though I split before it was 9:54. When times are close, I always go back. The fact that the devs, yeah, reacted to the 9:57 and it's now obsolete. So, yeah, that was actually kind of funny. And that was brought up in the video that we did on Sunday. And Keith Webb was like, "Oh, well, you already have, you already beat that and you got a 9:54, or you got a new time, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did." Also, yo, Cratchit, thanks for the good luck. How was that? Oh, that was like a 124. Yeah. My hub 1 was pretty good. My hub 2 was okay. The layout still says practice, I swear it. I clicked it, it didn't go off. But yeah, so that was really funny. So like, I went into a call with Smarkin and Dio, right? And then I'm just testing webcam stuff. And then it's like 10 minutes before we were supposed to start. And then it was like, do you guys have any videos of the stuff? And then Smarkin is like, "Jeeper, what the fuck? You should have been prepared." And I'm like, oh shit. So what I had to do, because, oh, konnichiwa. Good luck, arigato. So, the funny thing, the fucking funny thing was that, so what I had to do was I had to plug my laptop into into another capture card, and then basically use that as a webcam. So I was using my laptop desktop with webcam open, so I could have that. And then on top of that, I had to just basically do, PCSX2, which had no sound for me, because for some reason my sound was just busted. They could hear it just fine. And I had to pull that out of my ass like 10 minutes beforehand. So it was like majorly scuffed. Plus I never really used that webcam before, so it had like a bunch of problems. I mean, I got it to work. I improvised it. I was unprepared. Did I hit that? I did not hit it. Cool. But I mean, I was glad to, you know, do stuff with Smartkin and stuff because there was a lot of insight that happened. More with there was a lot of insight that happened during that. I mean, there were a lot of things I didn't really understand because like there was like programming like talk. And of course, I'm not a programmer. Oh, I threw him too early. Okay. That was insane improv. You're gonna assume they'll explain it in their video? Maybe? Like, the thing is that especially since Smartkin was there, and Smartkin is a programmer himself, like, I would explain my interpretation of it, and then, of course, like, I would be like, okay, so Smartkin, you could probably, like, give them the coder explanation. Because, I mean, I wouldn't know how to explain the stuff to a coder. And also I like told him, like, listen, you know, I know you guys might view some of the stuff that happened as mistakes, and I would just say, like, or I told them, like, no, from the opposite side of the spectrum, we don't view glitches like mistakes most of the time. We usually view them as, like, you know, features, something that gives the game unique flares, gives a reason to come back. I didn't explain that, like, a lot of times having holes in games becomes like a puzzle to solve. Though, J-Mac did say jokingly, like, maybe they should start hiring speedrunners for QA. And I was like, yeah. Because, like, if there's anybody that will be able to figure out your games and stuff, it's speedrunners. Because we will break your games. We will find out stuff. Like, if there's something that a speedrunner wants to find out, it will get found out eventually. Unless it's legitimately impossible. If there's even a sliver of a chance, we will figure it out. It's just, you need the right motivation and the right knowledge. And the right conditions. I mean, I could see why they look at them as flaws, because it's a mistake that they made. But at the same time, it's like sometimes like you look at that stuff well because of their flaws. A game doesn't have to be perfect, and perfect games tend to be a little boring. Like Sonic 3D Blast, for example, which is a super solid game. I don't think that there's any actual glitches in the game. Which, I mean, it is my favorite game of all time, but at the same time, it's like, I was learning the game and I stopped because the thing is the game is kind of boring to speedrun. the Wrath of Cortex is very similar in that regard. Like, it is an incredibly solid game. It's almost impossible to actually do glitches that would benefit you in speedruns. There is one, but it's really dumb. He's gonna come out with me. That sucks. I don't know how that happened. My thumb slipped, or my finger slipped. I am +2, I think. I cut the corner too fast. Would prevent it from going back in bounds again? It depends. It really depends. It depends on a lot of things. Like there's ways to like make it work. It's just that a lot of times, if the bat goes out of bounds with you, you're most likely dead. It's really weird. Like, one of the things that, can happen is, you can't believe all this is possible? Understandable. Yo, Alan, what's up? But yeah, so basically, like, what, basically, a lot of times the bat goes out with you, it prevents you from even being able to jump. For whatever reason, it's really weird, I don't know why that happens. Because if you take damage, you can buffer the jump by holding the A button. But sometimes, well, if the bat follows you, you will sometimes just don't even get that jump. Like, you'll get a first frame buffered jump. This happens in a couple of instances in Twins. One is for hug skip, but you don't use it because you need to do a double jump out of it. What in the hell? I was robbed there. And then, sometimes if the bat is too far backwards, it will clip upwards. And then you can't, like, spin it to, you can't spin it to get it back in bounds because it clips back in bounds on its own and you can't hurt it. Or it won't go to you for some reason, so it's very finicky when it goes out of bounds. Essentially, if you always get the bat out of bounds, it's not consistent whether you actually will get it or not. Is 360 fast for Twins? No. OG Xboxes? 360 has issues. There's like huge lag spikes. There is a potential benefit of running the game on 360, but it's not necessarily ever gonna be done. Yo, Ali, good luck on. Thanks for the good luck. You're at work. Good luck. But yeah, OG Xbox is faster. 360, if it didn't have those lag spike issues, it might be faster, but by so little, it wouldn't matter, and you could just run on 360. Potentially, like I said, there's one potential, like, benefit to running on 360, but most likely it wouldn't matter. And so contrary to popular belief, the OG Xbox and the 360 have very similar loading times. In some games, the OG Xbox has better loads. In Sonic Heroes, for example, the loads are faster on OG Xbox than on 360. I don't know where it stands in Twins on disc. But, even if, like, the 360 were faster on hard drive, it would still probably not matter. Because, the differences between load times on hard drive are so minimal that it really wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make a difference. But in a lot of cases, the OG Xbox really doesn't have that much of an advantage, or it usually has an advantage over 360 in most games. But a lot of people use 360 because, well, OG Xbox is harder to come by. Xbox 360 is, like, very abundant. Has anyone tested PS3? Yeah, PS3 kinda sucks, but for different reasons. It does have faster load times than PS2, but, it's not, I've heard that it has lag. And also, it has a crash in Academy Viva when leaving. Now, you could do, Early Hub 3 with it. Or, yeah, you could do Early Hub 4 with it, and then you could finish the run out. Yo, Brando, thanks for the gifted sub. To Cratchit. Brody's gifting subs. I'll have to make my sub badge like a nut or something. But as it stands, PS3 is marginally untested. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. It also doesn't help that this fucking cricket doesn't shut up. Now I'm gonna have to wait for the several weeks whenever it dies. Because I can't find it. But yeah, such a nutty strat, yep. I should have asked them about the nut hitbox, but I doubt that they would have remembered anything about it. Because the nut is just so messed up. You did want to ask me something? What did you want to ask me about? If I go with the badge? Yeah. Some people are going to be confused once I am no longer running Twinsanity. Why the hell? Okay. Okay. When I move from Twinsanity, which will happen. Discussing backwards compatibility. You run GBA games on DS? Yeah. Though that's not as much of a difference. The game crashes if you die? Yes, because you're Crash plus Cortex. Unless you're playing on 360, the game doesn't crash. Because on 360 for some reason it seems to dodge the pause on TLB miss. So all you have to do is not spin into Cortex, yes. You fucking robbed me, dude. That was a good run. And then the second one, like, it almost did that. But yeah, so that crash is a pause on TLB miss. I'm kind of surprised that you were spinning into Cortex if you weren't going to use him. That's very, it's a very common crash. So there's a funny part where Ian was like explaining to us how he made the pathing for the villagers. And I was in the worm chase chunk, in the village chunk, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, so I just made them like whoa, okay." I thought I was in Hundo for a second, so I stopped. So he was like, he said that he would basically make choose the second worst option for pathing. And then I was messing with it as he like, after he explained it to me, like, oh, okay, so that means I could do this and then just screw with them, and I did, and everybody kind of chuckled. Ooh. That was a really funny, that was a funny moment. Like, all of this stuff, all of this stuff I'm gonna upload, the stuff on the weekend. So, probably, like, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it's gonna be uploaded. At least the raw thing is gonna be uploaded. I'm also gonna send it to JMac once I'm done. And then I'll let him know that if he wants to also make clips of stuff that he found memorable or whatever, that I would encourage him to do so. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done. Like, I mean, you would never think that you being good at a video game would allow you to meet somebody who created said video game or worked on said video game. Like, that is honestly one of the coolest things that I have done. And like that, I've basically been telling people like I don't think I'm going to top that. Even though, I mean, I'm gonna say like, even though like you know, I wouldn't say that like I look at any of those guys as like idols or whatever. I still think it's really cool. And it's like, I don't think I'm ever gonna top that. Maybe I will, but these past few years I've done, yo, Liver, these past few years I've done some really cool stuff. I'd like to keep doing cool things. At least for the limited amount of time that I have. Because, and I'm gonna preface this and say, like, I'm not saying that as in, like, I have some kind of terminal disease that is going to take me out in a couple years. What I mean by that is that I'm pretty sure once I actually have a career, I'm not going to be able to do this stuff. I mean, I will work hard to try to find the time, but I won't know if I'll have the time to be able to do nearly as much as what I'm doing right now. But you just say hello and follow me on here. Appreciated. Yeah, I'm enjoying the moment right now. Life is eventually going to take over. I don't know why the game decided to take away my ability to spin, because that's what caused the bat to go out of bounds. Was it didn't let me spin while I was on the icicles. Damn you. Oh, I'm gonna be plus like 2.5 or something. Yeah, I've had a history of doing that. Okay, game. You're being an asshole. I mean, I did that with Spyro Hero's Tale, though Dust helped me a lot with that. I did that with Sonic Adventure DX, Sonic Heroes, what other games did I do? Did a little bit of Spyro 1. I did that a lot for Rayman 3. Twinsanity. I did a little bit with Crash 2. I've always been more of somebody who's better, like, for creating like a groundwork or framework. Like, I mean, I'm fast. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be able to reach the levels of optimization that people are dreaming of. And there will come a time in the next 5 or 10 years where a bunch of people in Twinsanity are going to be faster than me. And I want to make sure that by the time that any of those runners even consider running the game, that that there's knowledge that's been left behind for them to basically, like, work off of. We're just gonna have that today. I mean, I don't want to try to sound pedantic about it, but that really is the truth of the matter, is that once I'm not going to be running this game forever. I could run it for a long time and then, like, foster a big viewership, but the unfortunate reality is that I would probably go nuts. I've never stuck with a game for a long period of time, like a really long period of time. I think Twinsanity has been 3 years, and that's not as long as I did with Sonic Adventure DX, which I think that was 4 years, but it's pretty damn close. Okay. Can my thumb, like, not... I'd like to, like, press the button, please. And that wasn't even my thumb, that was my index finger. But we can enjoy the time that we have left with Crash Twinsanity. And then I'm gonna learn, or rather relearn for like the 4th time, Spyro A Hero's Tale 100%. And I'll probably do the first duofecta of Twinsanity 100% and Spyro A Hero's Tale 100%. And then, if I am at all capable, I may also try to learn TWAC and ETD, and then do Gen 6 Sprashfecta, where it's all 4 of those games. I think that would be so cool to be able to, like, finish all of the Sprash games on, or all of the main Sprash games on this console, or in this generation. I mean, like, I'll be switching between my Wii and my Xbox. Okay, you've made your point, Finger. You don't want to press buttons today. That's like the 3rd time where, like, I went to press a button and it didn't work. Why did I want to slide there? What is going on? I'm gonna throw something at this fucking bug. Hang on. I saw... 1 second. Cool. I'll have to go pick up something at the hardware store. I know approximately where this motherfucker is. And, since I know it's in an area where I could basically, like, spray, and he probably won't be able to survive it. And, it's just that, like, So, because, like, my sleep schedule's, like, mega fucked. Like, when I get home from classes, I get very tired very early, and I sleep, like, around 7 or 8 p.m. But because of the damn cricket, I wake up at right before midnight, and then I stay up for, like, an hour or two before going back to bed, and then I wake up again, around 3 o'clock. So I get, like, 6 hours of sleep, but in two sleep sessions. So it's kind of messing me up. So yesterday I went from, I think it was like 8:20 or something, I fell asleep. I woke up at about 11:40. And then I managed to fall back asleep around 1, and I woke up at around 4:15. So not quite 7 hours. I lost time somehow. But I will say that I'm not necessarily, like, fully attentive. And plus, I also have in the back of my mind that I have in the back of my mind of the amount of time I have left before I actually have to leave. And for anybody who hasn't done speed runs where you know that you have stuff to do immediately after the run, like, you know that it does cause some extra pressure. Like, I mean, the majority of the runs that I did over the summer, none of those had time limits. So I was basically free to do as many resets as I wanted without basically, like, you know, killing myself. But, like, can you hit the right buttons, please? Holy shit. Also, for some weird reason, I don't understand why. Maybe it's because I don't know the algorithm or whatever. And don't take... I would rather not have people take this as, like, me complaining about, you know, my analytics or my channel or stuff or whatever. But just, like, as a curious anecdote, for whatever weird reason, the 957 run that I got popped the fuck off. Like, I think it's got, like, almost 8,000 views now. But it got, like, over 1,000 or so within the first 24 hours. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. I haven't seen any of my videos do this. And then it's like, well, yeah, I saw that J-Max sent it to me. But, like, the weird thing is that when I got the 954, like, I think it doesn't even have 1,000 views, and it's been several days. So I'm just like, what the hell is different between the 957 and the 954 outside of the fact that the 957 was the very first sub 10? And yeah, I saw the devs reacting to the video. JMac sent it to me several days before it went live. Like, I can't remember the exact day. I think he sent it to me last Tuesday. And he just asked me, like, what are my opinions on it, and I'm like, it looks good. It looked pretty good. It does suck a little bit that the devs didn't talk as much as, you know, one would like. But, I mean, I also understand that, like, they're probably just looking at a game that they haven't done any coding for or whatever in 20 years. And then they're just basically seeing somebody do things that they just have no fucking clue what's going on. Someone jokingly said that I should copyright strike it for not being transformative, and honestly, like, the thing is that depending on who you are, reacting to speedrunning content isn't a bad thing. As long as you have the permission to do so, you understand that the runner has no qualms with you using their content, and if it's for I wouldn't say a good cause, but not for a bad cause. Like, let's say, for example, there are people that just take speedruns and upload them just so they could get views. Even if they credit you, if it's unwarranted, then it's really dumb. And I know people that have done that. But then there's also, like, people who do speedrunning who do that, and it's, like, perfectly fine. It just depends. But if you don't give credit, you're a piece of shit. But of course, if you're, like, a developer, you're going to, in some way, shape, or form, give credit to the runner. Like, I wouldn't have minded even if JMac didn't put my name in the run, or in his video, because, like, I already knew he was going to say my name, and be like, you know, you should do whatever. Usually it's just, to be credit is just, like, letting everybody know, okay, so this is the person that did it. I'm not the kind of person that cares much about publicity. I don't really care if, like, you know, like, if there's a thing, like, I'll tell you what I was expecting doing the whole, like, thing with JMac was that I would not have even minded if I never uploaded it to my channel. To me, that was just kind of something cool I was doing, and then I would just let him take it. Because honestly, like, I don't really think I need the publicity, and I don't care that much about it. I'll do it because I think it's cool, and that's what he was deciding. But, honestly, I really couldn't care less. And not, like, because I don't find it interesting, but rather it's like, the publicity part of it, I don't care, I guess. I mean, it's cool to get views, but it's only really cool. Like, I mean, if like, let's say tomorrow I cap at whatever, 2,000 YouTube subs, 3,000 Twitch followers, and I never get any bigger, I don't care. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna keep doing what I want to do and keep doing what I enjoy, and if people enjoy it and people want to support me, that's cool, and if not, oh well. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a random dude on the internet that can do speedruns. And someday, that's gonna stop eventually. This is a cool little hobby of mine. I've done it for a long time. I definitely don't want it to end, but it will have an ending point. Just gotta make the most of it while I can. Also, if what I was saying kind of came out wrong, which it probably did, I don't mean that anything in what I said in a negative way, but rather in like an I don't care either way kind of way. I did something really cool that I definitely am going to I'm gonna remember that. I'm happy I got the opportunity to do something like that, which I probably won't get the opportunity to do that again. If I do, I don't know. Damn. If I ever do get the chance to meet another developer or do something else with JMac, I think I would be like, hell yeah, that sounds pretty cool. But as it stands, I'm not expecting anything. It is a shame, though, that I'm just not gonna have as much time. Publicity, it can be done for publicity is what I'm saying. Something similar for SADX, Sega ain't cool like JMac. Well, there's also the thing that, like, Sonic Adventure DX developers are all Japanese. Like, the culture is different. Like, for one thing, the culture is different, but also, on top of that, it's like, hang on, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. A lot of speedrunners are, you know, English speakers. This kind of thing couldn't really happen naturally. Like, it could happen, it's just that it wouldn't be natural. And the thing is like, a lot of times when you go to the Japanese side of the industry, they're not going to want to be as personal. It would probably mostly be for business, even if the devs actually were, like, super interested in the run. Yo, Pete. So I'm not saying it can't happen, because it could. But it probably won't. Yikes. I don't like it when the camera doesn't clip out. I'll have to message Wig. Oh, that was a pretty fast hub too. Oh, I jumped too fucking early. I knew it. Or I didn't jump early, I threw Cortex like 2 frames or so early, so it didn't work. But yeah, I would like to have the opportunity to maybe do that stuff. I don't speak Japanese well enough yet for that to ever happen. Of course, emphasis on yet. It will happen. Eventually. Like when my Japanese is about as good as my Spanish is now. Yo, look at me being overwampered like this. That's crazy. On Friday, you clipped out 1 time, the back clipped 2. That means that your movement wasn't good. But yeah, sure. I can help you out on Friday, Pete. Actually, if I didn't have a prior engagement, since I only have 1 class today, I would have actually streamed later in the day instead of right now, where it's like really early. And only, like, Europeans are probably awake right now. We talk about it later? Okay. Because it's like 8 a.m. here. There we go. Looks like I lost a little bit of time. Only if I want to do it? I mean, yeah, I can. I have time. I'm at the same pace that I was last time? Cool. No, it's fine, Pete. Please. Damn it. The only thing I was probably gonna do on Friday was just do Donkey Kong 64 Archipelago with Dio, but that would be more in the evening. I'm hoping that once I get into Antagony, I'll just do well in PB. Yeah, so, uni in the US, we mostly just do Monday through Thursday. Sometimes you have Friday classes, but, so I'm only in class Monday through Thursday. Friday would probably just be dedicated to homework or streaming, to be honest. So I don't really, like, have anything to do. I mean, I'm gonna try to steel myself and discipline myself to do my homework over the weekend before I stream, because that's been my issue, is just, like, instead of, you know, actually working on homework, I would just stream and then finish everything last minute. Which I know some people are gonna be like, but wait, but you learned 3 languages, how the hell are you not disciplined? I'm not. I'm a lazy motherfucker. So, like, I need to make sure that I pass all of my classes, but the problem is I have no interest in most of them. Like, microeconomics, I really don't care about. There's a cute girl that I was sitting beside, though. That was nice. Microeconomics, and then, an American history class from colonization to the Civil War, which I really also don't care that much about. It's cool, but I don't really want to take a class on it, but I have to. And then there's a literature class. But there's also this class called Nature and Society, which I think is cool. And I really like the professor, she's cool. And then there's a class that basically just talks about concepts in physics of things that basically shaped physics as it is today. In which my professor's he's like a short little Greek man. He's amazing dude. Like, he has a really thick accent, and at first I was like, wait, is he a Spanish speaker? And then I see his name, and then I'm like, oh, is he Italian? And then I'm thinking, wait, no, that's not Italian, that's Greek. Absolutely brilliant man. And I'm like, that dude is cool as fuck. He's very good at explaining stuff, too. Although, I was kind of surprised, like, so he was asking questions, how many protons are in helium? And I'm just like, I'm sitting there, and then I'm just baffled by the fact that, like, nobody wanted to answer. It's like, well, there's 2 protons in helium. And then he's like, well, how many atoms are in hydrogen? And I'm just like, 1. Or, I mean, how many protons are in hydrogen? It's 1. And also, he used a really funny expression that he's like, listen, you know, I'm kind of a big man. I'm like 200 pounds. But listen, 99% of the atoms are empty space. What I'm trying to tell you is you should remember that I am claiming that I'm mostly empty space. You chubby man. But he was like basically trying to turn the joke of like, he's mostly empty space. Instead of him being bulky or chubby, which was pretty funny. Oh, he's really cool. And I'm glad that I took that class, or that I am taking that class. He left a pretty big impression on me, I'm not gonna lie. We have 2 hours left. I have not gotten into Antagony yet. Though I got to warp skip twice. I split late. Ugh. My microeconomics professor is an African woman. I don't know what country she's from, but she has a really nice accent, and I'm just like, oh. And it's always nice for me to see people from other countries that come into the teach at my university, because there's just something about a lot of the professors I've had that were Americans that they were just assholes, and I don't like that, and I don't like thinking in these fucking stereotypes. But I mean, in the microeconomics thing, the problem is that like that class is like 100 students, so it's like basically impossible to be, you know, personal with the professor, which sucks. So you can't really get to know the person, but she's very well spoken, as you would kind of figure. But she seemed really chill too. The only one that I have an issue with is my history teacher, because she talks down to you. And I cannot, like, I don't know what it is, but there's like this really dumb thing I've seen, at least in American teaching, which I'm sure also happens elsewhere, but like, there's this really weird thing that you are taught, because I did watch, or I did sit in on a couple of lectures on teaching. Particularly English, teaching English as a second language to foreign students who are learning English as a foreign language. I have noticed that some of the teachings have been like, you need to not show weakness and you need to establish dominance in the classroom. But a lot of people that when I heard that, I'm like, oh, so that's why a lot of times when you see these teachers, they act more dominant than they should be. Which is not good, because when you're trying to teach somebody something, if you act high and mighty, the person is not going to accept the knowledge as readily or as quickly. And the reason why is because psychologically, if you look at the person who's just above you instead of the person trying to invite you to reach the same level as them, the person will take the person will actually take the information more easily. Because who are you going to listen to? Somebody who's an asshole to you and says like, okay, well, I'm just the authority on it? Or somebody that says, well, you could be just as smart as me, just listen to me. you're gonna pick the second option. Like, subconsciously. Because you're going to look at the person who's more humble and more, open. And you're going to take what they're saying with, like, a good... like, in good stride. Because those are the people that don't... They don't force the knowledge. They're going to give you the knowledge. It's like that one professor I have who's Greek. Is like, this dude doesn't really establish dominance. He's just a dude. Buenas. ¿Cómo andamos? He's just a very smart dude. Gracias. Espero que logro otro hoy, pero es que quedan menos de 2 horas porque tengo clases hoy. Una clase de la historia de Norteamérica. De las colonias hasta la guerra civil en la USA. But that style of teaching is very rampant, I've noticed, in American education. But to me, when I look at that, it's like, I don't want to do that. Historia de Norteamérica. Exacto, exacto. Pero es que hay que estudiar porque quiero graduarme. Pues que ya terminaron mis clases lingüísticas. Es que las de español y japonés. Así que solo quedan clases de que no me importan, pero tengo que asistirme en esas clases para graduarme. Y nada más. Eso... no quiero, pero no tengo elección. ¿El curso? ¿Curso de qué? Pues ten en cuenta que las vacaciones duran casi 3 meses para nosotros. El mayo hasta el agosto. Sí, exacto, exacto, te entiendo. En España a los grados se llaman cursos y... Ah, eso no lo sabía. Vaya. ¿Y en este curso tienes clases de inglés o qué? O sea, una lengua extranjera o algo así. Obviamente me interesa porque me interesan porque me encantan idiomas extranjeros. Pero bueno. Equivale a una carrera universitaria. Nivel C1. Vaya. Algún día quiero alcanzar C1 en español, pero ya no. No podría. 2 años. Cada año es un curso, vale. O sea, ¿un curso es como un semestre o qué? No, son 2 años. Vale, ya entiendo, ya entiendo. Pues en la uni de los Estados Unidos normalmente no son grados, pero depende de... Yo hablo por aquí. Nah, es que... Yeah, they did react to my run. Pues es que me falta el vocabulario y especialmente la gramática. Pero mi acento obviamente es como que tengo C1, pero no tengo. Yeah, they did. Sí, los desarrolladores, puedo decir. Eh, ¿Cómo se dice? Reaccionaron a mi run. Y también había una... Pudo llamar a la... ¿Cómo se dice? Una entrevista. Hablan peor que yo. Joder. Pero sí, es que este semestre tengo que tomar un examen casi como un examen de fluidez de español para graduarme. Pero... Pero me da igual. Creo que... Creo que todo bien. A ver... de los test... No. Fui a la... Es que no sé si se considera una entrevista o algo. El domingo estaba en una llamada con los devs y con Smart King y Dio Chomp para explicarlos, para, para enseñarles glitches y para darles explicaciones de los glitches, o sea, nuestro conocimiento para, para que supen lo que haya pasado. Algo así. Y voy a subir el vídeo este finde. O sea, el finde. Espero que sí, pero no sé exactamente. Es que vivo en el sótano de mi madre y las paredes no parecen bien. A ver, dice que desarrollan independientemente un Twinsanity 2. Imagine. How does superior be the same as university in Spain? ¿Cómo? I don't understand. No entendí. Have I ever been to Spain? I have not. I have never been in a Spanish-speaking country. I'm very good at absorbing accents in other languages. Like when I speak in Japanese, I sound not entirely Japanese, but close. It's the same as Spanish, where like so degrees are different. I don't believe he was referring to that. May the fridge bless my runs. Yo, Matskalov. Why did I learn Spain? Because I did. I liked the accent, and I, thought it would help me with spelling words. Like, say, if I knew hacer, I would know it would be spelled with a C and not an S. Those are two reasons, and plus the th sound is very comfortable for English speakers. Pero en tiempo es igual, vale. Yo, Sourberry. De prácticas en carrera 3, vale. Pero sí me alegro que te parezca que sea C1 en español. Pero creo que es más fácil alcanzar C1 en español, o sea, en inglés. You didn't know there was a bot that would do that? Yeah, yo, Joseph. Would I ever go to Spain? Of course I would. It's one of the places that if I could, I would go to live. If I can't go to Japan. If I can go to Japan, then I'll try to see if I can work teaching English and Spanish. Es fácil. Pues sí, es fácil en comillas. Sí, especialmente gramáticamente, español es un idioma muy complejo. Pero inglés no es así. Normalmente la dificultad es casi, ¿cómo se dice? La irregularidad. Crash Twinsanity speedruns are... Do I have the world record? I have the record in every category. Do I have the link so you can add the bot to your channel too? Go to restream.io, I think it is. That's what It's Restream, that's what I use. Currently you have B2 level? More or less. Yeah. That would make sense. Yeah, I mean, but nobody touches me in any percent. I have only about an hour left before I have to stop streaming. Because I have class today. Unfortunately. The restream thing. It's in the description. Yeah, I kind of figured. Más lore de Gipro. Tengo mucho lore. Espérame. ¿Vas a intentar hacer speedrunning de Crash Twinsanity? No recuerdo. Pero... ¿Qué es lo que quieres decir? Why is Xbox the best version? Xbox is the best version because loads are faster and also because of things called phantom ledges where the geometry meets, where the collision meets, you are capable of landing on certain ledges, which on Xbox, because they are calculated differently between... Well, they're not calculated differently. Crash's position is calculated differently on Xbox, and you can land on certain ones more frequently than on PS2. Not everyone, just certain ones. ¿Qué es lo que quieres saber? Es que tengo mucho lore. En mis 15 años... siendo speedrunner. Yeah, like for example, don't be harsh on me, on myself. Oh, I can't. I have class in like a couple of hours. Am I playing on emulator? No, I'm playing on console. I have an upscaler. Oh, come on. That was a dumb way to lose time. Pero sí, es que... de repente, o sea... al punto en que recuerdo algo que puedo contar a vosotros. Voy a contarlo. Voy a contarla. I see the ping reply from the method. Oh, I can. I just it's just that I'm kind of dumb sometimes. Plus, like, it takes a while to like it takes a while for me to like or not takes a while, but rather it's difficult to efficiently read no, I'm done with my language classes. Today's a history class. Okay.
Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where
Here
we
it comes.
wrong the rights.
Alright, sweep the past under the rug. Pues sí. Eso sabía. ¿En serio? ¿Para qué? La puta cámara. No. Había grabado otro vídeo en que estaba en una llamada con los devs también. Yep. The bot's pretty cool. Pues es que voy a subir este vídeo el fin de... Pero es que dura 3 horas. Así que muy largo. Vale. Here comes the hard part. La parte más difícil de todo el juego. Mierda. ¡No! La cagué. Pues sí, es gracioso, ¿eh? Culpando a otros desarrolladores, exacto. Pues es que se pasa también en la... Pues es que supongo que era una entrevista, pero creo que no es así, porque este vídeo, ¿verdad? Había grabado por explicar a ellos lo que lo que pasa en los glitches, ya lo así, especialmente con Smart King, en que tiene conocimiento de desarrollar en la programación. Did it crash? It didn't crash. It's just I lost way too much time from failing that, and I didn't throw Cortex in the right direction. So what you need to do is, I have a lineup that I use. It's like a very indirect lineup where I, like, aim Crash, like, at the ground, but I make him slightly to the left of the line. Is that... How do you change directions on the long jump? You can't change directions, really. I mean, you can. But no, it's not an Xbox thing. I described to you the differences. How do you change directions? You just... I mean, you mean for just, like, jumping? You hold a different direction. Like, I don't know how else to describe that. The only differences, the only real differences that would ever actually matter, I already told you about. Yeah, all you do is just like you turn, and Crash doesn't turn. Um, his momentum turns. You only had the PS2 version. There's not gonna be much difference. You have to do a different strat for the only things that really change in any percent are you have to do a different strat for the next chunk here to get up to the farm. No, I'm actually on NTSC, but my my frame rate is PAL 50. But I'm on NTSC. Usually, if I say I'm on PAL or I tell other people to play on PAL, it's for simplification. I am playing on NTSC, but the frame rate is set to 50 because the region is set to PAL. Con menos bugs. No es así. No es que tiene menos bugs, es que la Play 2 tiene curiosidades en que es que, a ver, la ubicación de Crash se calcula diferente, depende que si estás en la Play 2 o la Xbox. Por eso a veces puedes saltar de la pared como así, pero eso se realiza en ambos. Pero a veces... por ejemplo, el salto de la granja, por ejemplo, no se puede en la Play 2 porque las calculaciones de la ubicación de Crash se realiza diferente. Pero son casi iguales las versiones. Okay, so back to what I was saying is that you have to pause when you're doing Cursed Warp. And those like, and the ledge calculations being different. Exacto, exacto. But yeah, so okay, so I'll show this. Let me see if okay. So as you can see, the region is still PAL, but if I go to the game and I press start on this and I go to information, so you'll see region multi, which means that it is region free, but this is from my actual Xbox disc. No, I wasn't standing on a laser beam, I guess. I was standing on the on a projector. But yeah, so as you can see right here, it says multi, but if you look down here, this is the one that is European. This is the one that is not. Because this is my actual disc. Like, I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, you probably got it off the internet. No, this is my actual Crash Twinsanity disc that I dumped into my OG Xbox. Because I wanted to preserve my copy of Crash Twinsanity. But as you can see on the right side, the Xbox region is PAL. And it's in 50. So usually when I say you want to play on the European version, it's because either A, you're only playing on PS2, which means you have no choice but to use that version, or B, you're going to get very confused as to what version I'm playing on if I use the actual like vocabulary, because in reality you just need to play in 50 hertz. But if you're on OG Xbox, you need a European console or a soft modded console. And sometimes the soft mod doesn't work all that well with, depending on what Xbox you have to get a different thing to set it to 50 hertz. But, as long as you're playing in 50 hertz, you don't get slide glitch as often. So, the whole reason for using it, for Xbox, con sus compañeros en decir cosas. Puedo enviar una email a JMac para ver si vaya a hacer. Quedan 90 minutos. Hasta que tenga que irme. True, Joseph, true. ¡Mierda! Que te jodas. Man. Vaya hombre. Me cago en Dios, tío, joder. Menudo murciélago, tío. Okay. Era mi culpa. Mierda. But yeah, so, anybody that hears me say you should be playing, the European version of the game, it's always just for simplification. Because what really matters is it running in a certain frame rate. Because you could, like, take any version of Twinsanity. Like, you could take the, you could take NTSC-J, for example. And if you just ran it in 50 hertz instead of 60 hertz, it would run the same as the European version. And PS2 doesn't have a native way to do that. Like, the reason why there's, like, I mean, yes, I'm on an American OG Xbox, but the thing is that if I had a European Xbox... Pues sí, es verdad. Ando contando anécdotas y datos del juego. Sí, Eso sería interesante, ¿eh? Oiga, um, so you could, realistically, if so, like the loophole with the OG Xbox, and the reason why they can't ban what I'm doing, is because if I had a European Xbox, I would be able to put my NTSC Twins disc in it, and then I could still run it at 50 hertz. There would be no issues. It wouldn't have any problems running. There would be no problems whatsoever. That's the reason why we allow this. Pues sí. Especialmente lo de... ¿Cómo? ¿Qué ha pasado? Especialmente algo como em, el bug del eslizo, puedo decir. Pero es que me contó J-Mac que en aquel entonces los teles no podían no podían mostrar las pantallas en 60 cuadros. Así que por eso los tests, obviamente, las pruebas del juego eran realizados por 50. Así que no pudieron arreglar. Sí, era 50. Y por eso Slide Glitch está en 60. Pero en 50 sí se pasa, pero no tanto. Alright, see you, take it easy. How much did my Xbox cost me? I don't remember. I bought it like a couple years ago, probably for like $80. If I can explain it better in English, if you don't understand my explanation in Spanish, it's fine. But basically, the QA team was testing in 50 because they had to, because the CRTs wouldn't function in 60. So slide glitch exists in 60. They didn't catch it because they had to work in 50 because they're a European team. Literalmente. Vale, vale. Me alegro. Es que normalmente en el momento, ¿verdad? O sea, mientras hablando, ¿verdad? Me temo que mucha gente no puede entenderme. Obviamente es una cosa de un extranjero, ¿verdad? Deslizamiento. Yo, easy. You think you got lost? Understandable. Pues sí, pero es que... el coso es que... quiero esforzarme en explicar algo en español. How you doing? Obviamente, puedo explicar literalmente todo fácilmente en inglés, pero en español no. Por eso quiero quiero intentar explicarlo en español. No, 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 no. Oops. That's a mistake. And don't worry if I speak some Spanish. I do speak Spanish. It's my second language. Ah, por cierto, es que ayer se cayó mi móvil, ¿verdad? En el suelo de la sala de clase. Y no podía encontrarlo. Y es que había un tío en el pasillo escuchando música y le dije, a ver, ¿puedo preguntarte algo? Sí. En inglés, obviamente. Es que no puedo encontrar mi móvil. ¿Puedes ayudarme? Literalmente. Literalmente. Su móvil estaba en español. Y por eso le conté. Muchas gracias. Ah, ¿eres español? No, no soy español. He aprendido español por segunda lengua. Hello, Felix. Lápiz y papel. Buenas, Felix. Depende de si queréis que hable en español. No, no importa. Pues es que en persona también. Gente puede creer que soy español y no soy español. Eso me da gracia. What do you mean? I forgot to fucking reset my splits, damn it. Pues sí, pero me refería a este tíos lápiz y papel. Y su amigo Félix. A mí me da igual. Pues sí. Es obvio que no soy nativo. Especialmente con la gramática. Y me faltan modismos, la gramática, etcétera. Pues es que me llenara de alegría si si superaría, o sea, llegaría a C1 antes del fin del año, o sea, ¿qué coges esa vida? No recuerdo, de hecho. Sí, 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 sí. Vale, vale, vale. Pues es que... em, ya entiendo. Es que tengo que coger vidas em, para que me mate en... en el último nivel. En que tengo que matarme unas veces. En que... para que girar. Pues la razón en que giro en vez de deslizo es que por alguna razón, y no sé por qué, em, pierdo menos tiempo girar y saltar en vez de deslizar. No sé por qué. Pero, según la matemática, es más rápido. Exacto. Pues es que tengo que coger 3 vidas, pero una de la fruta. Vale. Yo también. Me daba sorpresa.
Victor in Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we
Tiene muy
wrong the
buena
right
pinta de World Record. No, creo que no.
past on the run.
Todo bien, todo bien. No te preocupes. Here it comes. Lo que sería gracioso era... O sea, me daría gracia. Era... Como que... sería el primer World Record en que hablo de más... Bastante en español. Como así. Pero creo que... No sé. Pero... Tal vez... Can't skip the cutscene. It's not worth it. It only saves half a second to skip the cutscene. And it's way harder. It only saves time if you do a really hard strat, basically. But yeah, this would be funny if this gets record because I've been speaking mostly in Spanish. In case anybody was wondering what I was saying in Spanish. Okay. Y eso... That should work. Me pongo nerviosa. Obviamente. Cada salto largo me pongo nervioso. De hecho. La cagué. ¡Mierda! No, no pasa nada. No, that wasn't a big run. The run was kind of bad. Ya queda una hora. I only have an hour left. Yeah, thanks for the congrats. There's gonna be a different video. ¿Qué pasó? Me morí en la puerta. Es que el clipeo, o sea, que tienes que clipear a través de la puerta para saltar la habitación con las bolas. Se puede morir. O sea, puedes morirte en el clipeo por alguna razón. Así que la cagué. ¿Por qué no, Signal? Porque reseteé la consola. Depende. Pues es que no está garantizado hasta que llegue la parte tras de esta parte. O sea, esa parte. But yeah, thanks for the dev react. There's gonna be, or thanks for the grats on the dev react. So, this weekend I'm gonna be uploading a video where I was explaining to them glitch stuff. Well, it's not just me, it's also Smarkin and Dio. Haber bugs en la batalla final. No, hay. Pero depende de las strats. Es que hay una strat muy difícil en que ahorra 2 segundos. Pero ya no quiero hacer. Ah, Mecha Glitch. Es verdad. Tienes razón. Y buenas caso. A ver, enhorabuena por tu récord de Nitro Fueled. No lo he visto, pero he visto que conseguiste algo. ¿Cómo? De nada, de nada. Bien hecho, tío. BJ. Buen jugador. El sub 46. Joder. Suerte. Creo que... Creo que el siguiente intento en que llego a Antagony sería el último intento. Porque no tengo tiempo. Es que tengo poco tiempo. Desafortunadamente. Pero sí puedo. Intentaré lograr el C1 en español, pero creo que no estoy al punto en que puedo conseguir, o sea, puedo lograr o alcanzar C1, porque me falta mucha del idioma español. Pero depende de la categoría. Por ejemplo, obviamente, en la categoría de comunicación, obviamente soy C1. Es que especialmente con mi habla es muy... ¿cómo se dice? No sería natural. No diría natural, pero... muy avanzado. ¿Qué? ¿Qué está pasando con la nuez? Tío, vaya. Es una meta secreta que... O sea, que tenía. Ya no es una meta secreta. Pero... es que... Quiero lograr... quiero alcanzar el nivel C1 en español antes de 2026. Pero no era el nivel B2 hace mucho tiempo. Literalmente dura, creo que 8 meses, algo así. 8 meses o... unos meses, creo. Gracias por la suerte. Pero si viviera en España, después de un año, sería a nivel de 1.2, creo. Algo así. Espero que sí. Pero casi estoy al punto en que gente me pregunta ¿cómo que tienes un inglés tan avanzado? Creo que... Y es que obviamente no es... No parezco como norteamericano. Aparte de unas construcciones en mi habla, o sea, en mis oraciones. A veces, pero no tantas. Vale. Pero vamos bien. Voy mejorando. Gracias. Pues es que... Eso es como, ¿verdad? Em, Era un sueño hablar en otro idioma con tanta fluidez como tengo yo. Vale, y Jasu, eres de España también, ¿verdad? Y es que hay Ser Sanju también. Es que es uno de mis mejores amigos. Pero sí, estás en el Discord de Crash, ¿verdad? Entonces voy a enviarte, ¿cómo se dice? Solicitación. O es una palabra de México en este caso. Eso no sé. Solicitud. Mierda. Solo quedan 50 minutos, joder. Vale, suerte con el trabajo. Y gracias por pasarte. Tengo Insta, pero no lo uso. Y especialmente he puesto mi nombre. Es diferente la hora, sí, sí, sí. ¿Puedes unirte en mi Discord? Aquí. Para ver que cuando estoy en línea. Pero me alegro que... ¿Dónde consigues el link? ¿No te sale nada? ¿En serio? Ah, porque es Nightbot. Vale. Déjame... ¿Y ya? Buenas, buenas, Juli. Hecho, estás dentro, vale. Entro para adentro, tío. Ha hecho la infiltración. Corre. Gracias. Pero sí, ¿cómo andamos, Juli? O July, depende de cómo se pronuncia, no sé. Porque no sé, pero es que ahora mismo estoy hablando en español y pienso en español y algo así. Así que instintivamente quiero pronunciar Juli como Juli en vez de July. ¿Cómo puedo pronunciarlo? O sea, eh, ¿cómo se pronuncia en inglés? ¿Estás en el trabajo? Suerte. Juli, vale. Es adaptar mi forma de hablar a distintos contextos, entender acentos, vocabulario amplio y gramática avanzada. Pues es que entiendo acentos, especialmente de España, pero depende, por ejemplo, los chilenos o los cubanos. O a veces los mexicanos, depende de los modismos. Adaptar mi habla es difícil, pero puedo. Gramática avanzada, estoy al punto en que puedo implementar subjuntivo y nada más. Especialmente me cuestan las preposiciones. El sintaxis no, porque soy bueno. Vocabulario amplio no tengo. Los nativos entendemos. Entendemos español chileno, exacto. No hablan. No hablan español. Hablan chileno. Conchito madre, weón. Ah, weón, no, weón. Era un jubuno muy bien, ¿eh? Si sabes pensar en inglés, lo tienes hecho. Vaya. Mierda. Oh, weón. Oh, no. Por eso creo que no puedo alcanzar el C1 en español, pero especialmente porque no tengo vocabulario amplio. Sé modismos, especialmente modismos mexicanos y what's my goal? Sub 950. Right now. Sub 940 will happen someday. Pero lo bueno es que puedo cambiar entre español e inglés. Muy rápido. Pero la verdad es que solo puedo pensar en español en frases en vez de oraciones. Depende. Por eso hablo como así. En que hablo en frases en vez de oraciones. Porque solamente puedo pensar en frases. O sea, frases individualmente, frases. Oraciones no normalmente. Especialmente porque no sé exactamente. O sea, tengo que pensar especialmente en los verbos. Porque no puedo conjugar verbos naturalmente. Es que tengo que pensar literalmente en todo. Y especialmente también, no estoy acostumbrado a hablar en español, especialmente mientras jugando un juego como así. Algún día puedo. Pero ahora mismo no. Sub 5 will happen? Probably not. Damn it, I forgot to reset. Pero bueno, es un problema de un hablante extranjero, ¿verdad? Se pasa casi con todo idioma. Lo peor es que tengo tartamudeos en español, pero no los tengo en japonés por alguna razón. No sé por qué. Pero en español sí. Y eso... Obviamente no me gusta. Porque, pues a veces estoy practicando en el baño. O sea, mientras duchándome, ¿verdad? Em, español y japonés. Y es que tengo tartamudeos en español, pero no en japonés. Y es que me pongo confundido. Sí, lo más importante es que mucha gente me entiende bien. Es lo más importante. Y no era por mis clases de español. Era literalmente porque tengo amigos hispanohablantes. Y es que es más difícil el japonés que el español. Depende. Gramáticamente, japonés es más básico, más simple. Pero lo difícil es que en vez de español, obviamente, español e inglés son idiomas indoeuropeos, así que hay expresiones, utilizaciones, algo que se realiza, que son marcados por un lenguaje indoeuropeo. Pero japonés es un idioma totalmente diferente, en que no hay vínculos, no hay semejantes. O sea, si hay semejantes, son por accidente. Sí, pues es que por eso hay que esforzarte más en japonés, porque tienes que empezar a cero. O sea, de cero, en vez de inglés o español. Porque aunque, obviamente, no sabes la gramática, hay semejantes. Por ejemplo, ¿cómo se dice? Espera, tengo que... ¿cómo se dice chaquete en inglés? Jacket. ¿Cómo se dice dado que en inglés? Given that. Literalmente son lo mismo. Los plurales. Joder. Es que sé japonés y es eso que los cambios entre L y R me cuestan. Eso no me gusta. Plurales. Los plurales son casi lo mismo. Pero en japonés no hay. La multiplicidad literalmente no se refleja en su gramática. Eso era porque sé japonés. Plurales. No hay acentos, es lo mejor. Ah, sí, es verdad. Pero por eso no se refleja cómo decir algo. ¿Cómo que funcionó? No, are you kidding me? A veces depende, hay tildes, pero eso depende de la palabra. Por ejemplo, se usa, o sea, clásicamente, antiguamente se usa, por ejemplo, em, facade. No sé exactamente si es fazado, algo así en español, pero facade tiene una cedilla. O sea, debe, debe deletrear por una cedilla. Déjà vu también tiene acento agudo y acento grave. O sea, en naive es una palabra con diaresis. Un acento en inglés. Hay, pero... Sí, no influye. No influyen. Y es que mucha gente no sabe. No sabe cómo escribir vaya mierda. Y otros dicen do en vez de door. Do. Do. Eso sí, es verdad. Open the door. No hay en mi acento. De hecho. Pero es que la mayoría de la diversidad de los acentos está en la Inglaterra. Aquí hay poca. Hay poca diversidad. Pues sí, hay, pero no tanta. Y así que es casi fácil entender la mayoría de los acentos. Pero no todos. No, la cagué. La cagué también. No. Vaya, quedan 30 minutos. Oh, hey, Chris. Thanks for the good luck. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything's going well. Ouch. Yeah, unfortunately, I only have about 30 minutes left before I have to leave for class, so I'm probably gonna stop at about 9:50. Creo que termino el stream en 20 minutos. I don't want to. I kind of just want to skip the class, but I'm not going to. But it is only one class. Class is more important than speedrunning. Yeah, it's true. It's just, since I have to drive like 50 minutes to get there, and then I have to wait a half an hour for the fucking bus. I don't know. Like, I could save like $10 on gas money. But I also have prior engagement. Por suerte, mi acento no es tan difícil de entender en inglés. Tengo acento muy básico. Y es que hablo muy lento. Bat. There we go. Ooh, okay. You didn't come outside with me. Good. Very fast bat. There we go. Ooh, this is fast. Hold up. Ooh, that's fast. New making a Japanese Switch account. Nice. No, it gave me the standing jump instead of the running jump. You bastard. Come on. Yeah, so like, just remember that, the Nintendo Switch is like weird with when they switch. When you're switching accounts, it would be nice just to buy the version you want, or just using it. Yeah. I did switch my account to Japanese, but it prevented me from doing stuff. So I needed to switch back, which was really annoying. Still waiting for Metroid Prime 4. I'm streaming Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out, dude. Even if I'm gonna be on Switch 1. Unless someone wants to donate me like $400. So I could buy a Switch 2 and be like, oh yeah, so that's just gonna come out of my, I'm gonna label that as a business expense. Yeah, please don't donate $400. El menos tiempo, el wow record, sub 9, 40 ahora mismo. En realidad, para el TAS, sub 9. ¿Cómo? Vale. ¿En serio? Vale, funcionó. You'd easily donate 400? Well, understandable. This run's kind of spicy. Oh, come on. I threw Cortex just a little bit too early. Creo que no existen más glitch. Creo. Ahora mismo no creo. Pero depende. Es que hay otras strats en que puedo implementar, pero no merecen la pena. La cabeza aún más grande, sí. No. The fuck? Stupid fucking bug. La puta mosca. Está en mi rodilla. Así que la aplasté. Con mi mano. Con sangre y... Uy, qué asco. Con sangre y todo. Oh, más grande no cabría por la puerta. Vale, existe el mosquito, ¿verdad? Por eso quiere decir que existe el mosco. El moscón. Es la mosca de la suerte. Sí. Una run tan rápida, Vaya, dije, Existe el mascardón. El moscardón. Existe la mosca negra. Es como una mosca, pero grande y gorda. Existe también aquí. Normalmente, por alguna razón, es que se llama... Se llama... las moscas americanas. El moscardón. Al menos en España. Interesante, ¿eh? Modismos, depende de la región. ¿Escalopendras? ¿Qué es? Escalopendras. Escolopendras. Mierda. Vale, creo que sirven otros intentos. Creo que voy a terminar el stream. I don't think that it's going to be a good idea for me to continue. Since I only have 20 minutes and I only got to ballroom once. So I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. Zaragoza, Aragón, yo Ser. Ser is also from Zaragoza. Let's go, dude. Cuenca, imagine. Okay, so let's see if there's anybody to raid. I would imagine not, because... Well, there's Pi, but... Pi isn't, He's playing a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Moscardones. Okay. So, I'll be back tomorrow. No. I'll be back on maybe Friday. Aquí está mi Discord. Si queréis uniros. Aquí también para el chat de YouTube. I'll be back Friday. Regreso el viernes. Nos vemos. Gracias por pasaros. Thanks for stopping by.